Hello, everybody. How are you doing? It is manifesting. We're reading The Science of Success chapter by chapter. Today is chapter 5. So if you missed the other 4, hop down below and we'll get you started, or you can listen to today and then start back over from 1. Really, honestly, that's why we go chapter by chapter. You're going to get something wonderful, even if you just sit back and listen. So this is the Wallace D. Wattles version. This is from 1910. So while I'm reading, I am going to stumble, stutter, screw stuff up, but we're going to get through it together. Speaking of getting through it together, I just want to let you guys know, hey, hit like, share, subscribe. Utterances of discontent will be met with love and humor as always. And I will help you with manifesting. I will help you. I have some awesome products. And don't forget, I also do spell work to help the energies move in your way. You know, move, not in your way, not as a hurdle, but move the way you want them to go, and make things a little bit easier while you're learning, manifesting, kind of like training wheels. I'll help you out. Just want to let you guys know today, these were a limited time edition. I just did the free reading Friday video, so if you saw that, you'll see these again. These were a limited edition, and these are going to be going out pretty soon. So if you want to grab them, I have limited colors in each. Okay, so we have, this one's like more amethyst, sapphire, should we say, emerald, should we say. They smell amazing, gemstone faceted soaps. I'll have the link down below, but grab them because once they're gone, they're gone. Not making any more. We'll head into this, and then the next video will be nails. We're just pumping it out today. We're making it work. Do me a favor, do not forget to say a prayer for a loved one, a family member, a stranger that is going through some of this wacky winter weather, okay? Let's make sure everybody's safe out there. Okay, chapter 5, increasing life. I gotta get in position here. I was at the vet this morning with Miss Gypsy, and I'm severely allergic to cats, and you can't see it. Thank God I'm not on camera, because my eyeballs look like I just got out of the ring with Mike Tyson. My eyes are puffed shut. I don't know if you hear. I'm a little extra scratchy today. Extra vocal fry going on today. So I'm probably going to definitely screw this up because my one eye is almost swollen completely shut. It's like, look, it's about this big. So let's see if we can get through this. Increasing life. Now, do you remember the last chapter? It talked about when you put energy into things. Okay, the first principle of the science of getting rich, you know, it talks about the formless stuff. And when we put things in motion, we start walking toward our goal. Other energies are going to attach to that and keep it going, okay? You must get rid of the last vestige of the old idea that there is a deity whose will it is that you should be poor, or whose purposes may be served by keeping you in poverty. The intelligent substance which is all and in all, and which lives in all and lives in you, is a consciously living substance. Being a consciously living substance, it must have the nature and inherent desire of every living intelligence for increase of life. Every living thing must continually seek for the enlargement of its life, because life, in the mere act of living, must increase itself. The seed dropped into the ground springs into activity, and in the act of living produces 100 more seeds. Life by living multiplies itself. It is forever becoming more. It must do so if it continues to be at all. Now, just real quick, the seed dropped. And we're going to go into, I'm a big Neville Goddard student. If we go into Neville Goddard a little more later, he talks about your manifestation being like a seed. Your thoughts are all seeds, okay? All of them. So if you plant weeds, if you plant an ugly garden, that's what you're going to expect to sow when it comes time. But he also talks about your ideas being like a seed, every single one. So if you plant a seed, you drop it, that's what's going to spring forth. So, I tell people a lot because they'll have a manifestation or they'll get upset and they'll be like, why isn't it coming? Why isn't it coming? And I say, well, when you plant a seed, you don't go and stick your finger in it and stir it around every 5 minutes, right? You don't check on it every 5 minutes. You just let it go. So going forward, and we'll talk about Neville Goddard later, I really definitely want you guys to start looking at each one of your thoughts being a seed. So what are you planting? Okay. Intelligence is under the same necessity for continuous increase. Every thought we make every thought we think makes it necessary for us to think another thought. Consciousness is continually expanding. Every fact we learn leads us to the learning of another fact. Knowledge is continually increasing. Every talent we cultivate brings to the mind the desire to cultivate another talent. We are subject to the urge of life, seeking expression, whichever drives us on to know more, to do more, and to be more. In order to know more, do more, and be more, we must have more. We must have things to use, for we learn and do and become only by using things. We must get rich so that we can live more. The desire for riches is simply the capacity for a larger life seeking fulfillment. Every desire is the opportunity of an unexpressed possibility to come into action. Girl, I got to read that again. And like, that is, if that does not sum up what life, a lot of people come to me and say, I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know where I'm going next. Just listen to this again. Every desire is the effort of an unexpressed possibility to come into action. That is literally what he's defining life and fulfillment. I think that's beautiful. It is power seeking to manifest which causes desire. That which makes you want more money is the same as that which makes a plant grow. It is life seeking fuller expression. The one living substance must be subject to this inherent law of all life. It is permeated with the desire to live. That is why it is under the necessity of creating things. The one substance desires to live more in you. Hence, it wants you to have all the things you can use. So you're basically a conduit for God or the universe, is basically what this is saying. Even when I do card readings, people are like, well, do this or do that. I'm channeling. The information's just coming through me. I'm basically, my head is an antenna and I'm just like an old boombox. If you know how loud I am, I'm like an old stereo and you just get to hear it. So that's what he's saying here is the one substance wants to live in you. So since it's in you, it wants everything you possibly could need to make everything great. It is the desire of God that you should get rich. He wants you to get rich because he can express himself better through you if you have plenty of things to use in giving him expression. He can live more in you if you have unlimited command of the means of life. The universe desires you to have everything you want to have. Nature is friendly to your plans. Everything is naturally for you. Make up your mind that this is true. It is essential, however, that your purpose should harmonize with the purpose that is in all. I have a thing that pops up on my phone that says the universe has your back. I have like a little reminder. That's what that reminds me of. The universe does want good for you. Then is the universe neutral? Yes, but I also believe the universe is doing everything to give me the tools that I need to make things happen. Okay? You must want real life, not mere pleasure of sensual gratification. Life is the performance of function, and the individual really lives only when he performs every function, physical, mental, spiritual, that he is capable without excess in any. So, a balance. You do not want to get rich in order to live life swinishly. I thought it said swishily. I'm working with one eye today, guys. You do not want to get rich in order to live life swinishly, so piggishly, for the gratification of animal desires. That is not life. But the performance of every physical function is a part of life, and no one lives completely who denies the impulses of the body, a normal and healthful expression. You do not want to get rich solely to enjoy mental pleasures, to get knowledge, to gratify ambition, to outshine others, or to be famous. All these are a legitimate part of life, but the man who lives for the pleasures of the intellect alone will only have a partial life, and he will never be satisfied with this lot. You do not want to get rich solely for the good of others, to lose yourself for the salvation of mankind, to experience the joys of philanthropy and sacrifice. Didn't we just have the card reading on that? That came up a few times in the free reading Fridays. The joys of the soul are only a part of life, and they are no better or nobler than any other part. You may want to get rich in order that you may eat, drink, and be merry when it is time to do these things, in order that you may surround yourself with beautiful things, see distant lands, feed your mind, and develop your intellect, in order that you may love men and do kind things and be able to play a good part in helping the world to find truth. That's beautiful. But remember that extreme altruism is no better or no nobler than extreme selfishness. Both are mistakes. And that is a form of narcissism. And I was just reading about this, that, do you ever have somebody that is like super helpful, overly helpful, like must do things for you, like pushes themselves on you, they want to give you stuff? I was researching, I forget where I read it, but that there's actually a subcategory of that's a narcissistic behavior, to push, your help on other people. So it is no better or nobler than extreme selfishness. There you go. Get rid of the idea that God wants you to sacrifice yourself for others, that you can secure his favor by doing so. God requires nothing of the kind. What he wants is that you should make the most of yourself, for yourself and for others, and you can help others more by making the most of yourself than in any other way. You can make the most of yourself only by getting rich. So it is right and praiseworthy that you should give your first and best thought to the work of acquiring wealth. Remember, however, that this desire is substance for all. That this is the desire of substance for all, and that the movements must be for more life to all. It cannot be made to work for less life to any, because it is equality in all seeking riches in life. It reminds me of that thing, like calling somebody ugly doesn't make you any prettier, right? So you don't want to take away from other people, but you can want more for yourself, that's fine. Intelligent substance will make things for you. It will not take things away from somebody else to give them to you. You must get rid of the thought of competition. You are to create, not compete for what is already created. You do not have to take anything from anyone. You do not have to drive sharp bargains. You do not have to cheat or take advantage. You do not need to let any man work for you for less than he earns. You do not have to covet the property of others or look at it with wishful eyes. No man has anything of which you cannot have the like, and without taking what he has from him. And without taking, what he has from him. You are to become a creator, not a competitor. You are going to get what you want, but in such a way that when you get it, every other man will have more than he has now. I am aware that there are men who get vast amount of money by proceeding in the opposite direction to the statements of the paragraph above, and may add a word of explanation here. Men of the plutocratic type. Now, do you guys know about this book is from 1910. So the Pluto was I don't know if was it considered a planet back then. I think they just discovered it, but it was considered like a dark planet, and it was like an outlier. So Pluto behavior is like secret or cloaked is what that, okay. Men of the plutocratic type who become very rich do so sometimes purely by their extraordinary ability to on the plane of competition. And sometimes they unconsciously relate themselves to the substance in this great purpose of movements for the general racial upbringing through industrial evolution. Rockefeller, Carnegie, Morgan, et al. Have been the unconscious agents of the Supreme in the necessary work of systemizing and organizing productive industry. And in the end, their work will contribute immensely toward increased life for all. Their day is nearly over. Man, this is old. Their day is nearly over. All of them were alive back then when he wrote this. They have organized production and will soon be succeeded by the agents of the multitude, who will organize the machinery of distribution. So yeah, Amazon, hello. The multimillionaires are like the monster reptiles of prehistoric eras. They play a necessary part in the evolutionary process, but the same power which produced them will dispose of them. It is well to bear in mind that they have never really been rich. A record of private lives of most of this class will show they have really been the most abject and wretched of the poor. Riches secured on the competitive plane will never are never. Riches secured on the competitive plane are never satisfactory and permanent. They are yours today and another's tomorrow. Remember, if you are to become rich in a scientific and certain way, you must rise entirely out of competitive thought. You must never think of a moment that the supply is limited. Just as soon as you begin to think of that all money is being cornered and controlled by bankers and others, and that you must exert yourself to get laws passed to stop this process, and so on. In that moment, you drop into competitive mind, and your power to cause creation is gone for the time being. And what is worse, you will probably arrest the creative moments that have already been instituted. Know that there are countless millions of dollars worth of gold in the mountains of the earth not yet brought to light, and know that if there were not, there would be more created from the thinking substance that supplies your needs. Know that the money you need will come, even if it is necessary for 1,000 men to be led into the discovery of a new gold mine in the new gold mines of tomorrow. Never look at the visible supply. Always look at the limitless riches of the formless substance, and know that they are coming to you as fast as you can receive and use them. Nobody, by cornering the visible supply, can prevent you from getting what is yours. So never allow yourself to think for an instant that all the best building spots will be taken before you are ready to build your house, unless you hurry. Never worry about the trust and combines and get anxious for fear they will soon come down to the whole earth. Never get afraid that you will lose what you want because some other person beats you to it. That cannot possibly happen. You are not seeking anything that is possessed by anybody else. You are causing what you want to be created from the formless substance, and the supply is without limits. Always remember the 3 fundamental propositions. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made. A thought is a substance, and man can form things in his thoughts. I just edited those because it's a little quicker and easier for you. So, wow, it was a big chapter. So that's awesome. Super awesome. Tell me what you think down below. Tell me what you think chapter 6 is going to be about. Tell me if this relates to your life at all. Put some comments down below. And thank you guys for hanging in for the next chapter. We'll have I think the new chapter will have it probably Monday. Hopefully this weekend we'll do another one. And these, we just talked about non-limited supply. These were a limited edition. These are going to be going out, but don't worry because something fabulous will replace it. But grab those while you can and hang in there for the nail tutorial video. And also, if you haven't checked it out, go down below. Check out Free Reading Friday. Let you know what's coming up for this week. Thank you guys so much. I look forward to having some more videos up this week, and I hope you have a wonderful week and you stay safe from all the weather.